everybody. Good afternoon to you. How are you? Hope you're having a great afternoon. You can see who's behind me taking her afternoon nap. She tends to be up and about late at night, but right now she's taking her afternoon nap. So when I go to bed tonight, she's going to be up roaming through the cabinets and just causing general chaos. So enjoy your nap, booger. You naughty girl. So what are we doing today for this react? Well, this is going to be a shorter react than normal. And sometimes that's a good thing. A react does not have to be 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes it can be a lot shorter. So I just reacted to and posted a video when Chantal went to the beach with Salah. Not much activity happened. Salah drove her to the beach, which was right next to a McDonald's. She walked for exactly 4 minutes. She sat down. She started complaining. She gave him attitude. She mentioned how she wanted coffee. He drove to get her coffee, and that was that. But clearly she was in a bad mood for being out there in the heat in multiple layers of clothing. And she just wanted to go home to her air conditioning and her food. So this video, it's kind of weird. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's kind of weird. It's a mukbang, yet not a mukbang. She put 4 cooked wieners in a cast iron skillet or a skillet, and she ate the wieners out of a skillet. The title of the video was Jumbo Halal Chicken Wieners Hater Appreciation Mukbang. So it was really strange. It wasn't like a regular mukbang, and I'm not quite sure how chicken wieners relate to girl world. I'm not seeing where that ties in, but this is Chantal we're talking about. Things don't have to make sense in her world. They just have to be put on video. So she was going off about people, talking about her and Salah and the relationship they had, and everything they're going through just makes them stronger. I had some thoughts on this short video, which is like 18 minutes long. But before we get into that, y'all, there's something interesting that I would like to point out to everybody. Now, those of you that are on my channel, you know that, we're all aware that Chantal will inflate her sub numbers by buying more subs. And recently, her sub number jumped up by 1,000 new subs, which is virtually impossible for someone like her, especially considering the fact that she is not doing anything to cause that huge spike to happen in the first place. I mean, if you look all over YouTube right now, girl world, the reaction community, it seems like everybody is more interesting than Chantal. There's all kinds of drama going on with Amberlynn Reed. There's all kinds of drama going on with Naked and Laughing and King Cobra. Like, everybody is more interesting than Chantal. And yet Chantal won't pick up the pace to keep up with everybody, or at least get ahead of the race. She's determined to do what she normally does and make money, but at the same time buy subs. And I'm not quite sure what buying more subs would do for her channel. As I've mentioned before on my channel, when it comes to a monetized channel, it's not the number of subs that matter. You can have a small channel do extremely well and do better than a much bigger channel. I mean, case in point, let's think about French Fry Girl. Her channel sub-wise is 1/3 of what Chantal's is, and yet she does extremely well versus Chantal is over 100K, and her numbers, if you look at them, if you look at the analytics, they suck. So for some reason, Chantal is determined to keep bumping up the number, even though at this point it makes no sense. She's not going to get an extra plaque out of it. Nothing. So why keep buying the subs, Chantal? But for proof that she's buying the subs, let me just share something with you guys real quick before we get into the Twitter stuff. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen. This is Social Blade. For context, I'm just showing you where I'm at, socialblade.com. I pulled up Foodie's page because Social Blade, it has all the stats for all the different YouTube channels. It keeps track of pretty much everything. So there's Chantal. She got a B minus for a total grade. All right. What we want to pay attention to. All right. Look here. Look at the date. Look at the number of subscribers. And Social Blade will tell you per day, like how many new subs are joining up to your channel. So here we go. Like there's nothing up until the 6th of August, which was 2 days ago. Suddenly she got 1K. All in one shot, 1K. You're going to get 1,000 subscribers right off the bat. Not 100, 1K. By doing what exactly, Chantal? How are you going to get 1,000 new subscribers in one day? I could see that being feasible if, let's just say, she flew all the way back to Canada and she got rid of Salah and she got a Motel 6 room and she took off the abaya and she took off the hijab and she was her full feral self. Maybe it might happen because there's something new, something interesting going on. I could see maybe that might be the case, but she's still in Kuwait doing the same boring content, talking about the same boring subjects. So this 1K jump in subscribers all in one day, how did that happen? Because you bought the subs, didn't you, Chantal? And again, I don't know why. It makes no sense to me. Those extra subs do not mean extra money in your pocket. The only thing that does make sense is it's an ego thing. You want to say, oh, my channel's been growing and I've got new subscribers, but do you? Do you have new subscribers or just bought subscribers? And here's something else for anybody who might be interested to know. YouTube, they have their bots, they have their systems in place that they can detect a lot of times when things have been bought for a channel versus growing organically. There's a chance that YouTube is going to catch all of that. It's going to be really obvious to the bots to see a channel that there's no channel growth, and then all of a sudden there's 1,000 subscribers. So all of that might be taken away later on. For now, right now she has it, but even if she does have it, it doesn't mean more money. It doesn't mean she's going to make more money. It doesn't mean that her YouTube check is going to go way up. No, it just means the number on the front of the page is 1,000 subscribers larger. But it doesn't mean anything else beyond that. So there you go, y'all. Look at that. Look, I'll even blow it up for those who want to see. Like I will. Here we go. Oops. Excuse me. Sorry. Where is it at? There you go. 1K in one day. It went from 102 to 103. Why? Why? Makes no sense. But you go ahead and keep wasting your money, Foodie. Do what you need to do. Keep wasting your money on things that don't matter. Keep ignoring the things that do matter, like, say, your health. You know, the money that you spent on the bot subs could have gone for a plane ticket home or some healthy food or perhaps towards a new treadmill. Those things would have been beneficial and smart, but you've never been about that life of being smart. It's all about keeping your addictions fed and keeping your ego fed, and the rest of you is starving as a result. So let's go on to the Twitter stuff, y'all. There's not much to go over, but there is some stuff of interest which relates to the like the stream itself I'm about to review. Okay, so for anybody who's on Twitter and you would like to follow me on Twitter, it's Wild Girl Sarah. Let's start here with D. Angry Scott saying, wow, she actually did 1K subs in one day after literal months of nothing. Look at the spikes in the sub graph. How obvious does it need to be for YouTube to detect this crap? So I don't know what site this is. It might be Social Blade. Maybe they just turned on the dark setting versus the light setting. Yep, there's the 1K down there. So it is Social Blade. Oh, there it is. There's the receipts. We're bringing the receipts today, Chantal. Bringing them as usual, because that's what we do in girl world. Look, like there's nothing, nothing, nothing spike. Nothing, nothing. Yep, there we go. Boom. There it is. What have you got to say about that? Either you bought the subs or somebody bought the subs for you. But even if they bought them for you, they would have to have access to your account to be applied to you. So you can't say, oh, somebody did that for me. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. When subs are bought for a channel, in order for the service to know where to send the subs, they have to have your information. So more than likely, Chantal bought them for herself and then had them transferred over. But YouTube might find them all and get rid of them all, so it's just wasted money. All right, Mo Translate says, how is she at 103K subs? Did she really gain more than 1,000 subs last month? I don't know how some of you pull up those channel graphs, but the math is absolutely not math in here. No. If she were doing something interesting, I could see maybe that might be true, but if she's doing nothing, it's not true. All right, now I'm including this because I am in awe. This happened at the Olympics. I don't know who this young woman is, but she is absolutely breathtaking. Her routine was flawless. And she's doing all these moves with, it looks like a bowling ball or a ball of some sort. And just the execution was flawless. This is courtesy of Emmy saying in the closet at the Olympics, and this girl ate. Yes, she did. And I love her long legs. She's got these beautiful long legs. And just the synchronization and the floor work is on point. Well done, madam. Well done. I hope they gave you a perfect 10 for this routine. Back to Foodie saying, love the serving plate, Foodie. Must be nice having a decent size wiener in your mouth. This is going to lead to so many jokes. Like, she just opened the door for so many jokes. So many dirty jokes. But this is a shot from the video, y'all. She didn't even put the wieners on a plate. She kept it in the skillet. I don't know why, but she did. Like, was this for attention? It was probably for attention. Because this just looks ridiculous. You know she didn't make those wieners in the skillet. She just put them there for extra attention. Lame sauce. Perfectly Imperfect says, I truly think she's exactly where she wants to be. She holed up in a room, stuffing her face with fast food and carbs, all while being cheered on by a younger Arab man. Absolutely her dream come true. D. Angry Scott says, Foodie claims being practically immobile, a diabetic death fat, having CKD and neuropathy. Okay, let's show more here. Going blind, having rotten teeth, unable to drive herself around, having no control of finances, living in a desert fart box is exactly where she wants to be in life and wants to thank us for that. Okay, like, well, she can thank us. So let's hear her thank us.
But whatever the case, it doesn't matter, right? When I think about it, I'm exactly where I want to be in life. Like, no, it's not perfect. But other than the imperfections, which getting my health in order, battling.
You know, I think I'm going to fix it for Foodie. She's saying that she's exactly where she wants to be. Let me fix that for you, Foodie. Let's just add more to it just to make it more true. I'm exactly where I want to be to hide from the Canadian government due to the fact that I have back taxes and I ran to Kuwait to hide from those back taxes so I can continue with my food addiction and they won't garnish my wages. I'm exactly where I want to be to escape and hide out from the mess that I caused for myself in Canada. And do I think that you are where you want to be truly? No. I think where you'd rather be, where you really want to be, if you could turn back time, where you really want to be is with Natter. You really wish that Dee Dee weren't a thing, that he wasn't living with Dee Dee, that the two of you were living somewhere and you weren't with Salah at all. Salah is just the stand-in, sort of kind of errand runner, food giver, caretaker. But in your heart of hearts, you know who you want to be with and you know who you settled with instead.
Some demons regarding that. You know, I have a very flexible job. I have a whole bunch of beezers, my tribe of people.
I have a very flexible job. I would almost agree with you, Chantal, except that you don't work. Whatever job you have, don't you work at it? Don't you take pride in it? You don't. You don't take pride in your job. You don't really work at your job. And here's the worst part. You're not really grateful for it. You feel entitled to it. And what you're failing to realize is that YouTube is the kind of place where there's so many channels, so many content creators, and they're putting in the work. And those that put in the work, they experience engagement and growth. They're building a community of whatever that community is. You know, they're building their brand, if you want to call it that. You haven't worked on your channel in a long time. And because you haven't, you're dealing with the consequences. Like, Girl World is on fire right now, Chantal. Do you realize that? You're not the only game in town. There's so much drama everywhere. There's the Amber drama, of course. Like, there's stuff with Isaac Guest. There's just everywhere you look, there's everybody jumping on stage at once. There's a Naked and Laughing King Cobra stuff. I mean, and the crazy thing is that you're the least interesting of all. I remember back in the day when you responded to competition by upping the ante and turning up your game. You haven't done that the longest. You see the numbers going down, you see the money going down, and you don't care. But everybody else is out for that coin. Everybody else is out for that spotlight. You're not even working. So I don't even know why you call this your job when you're not even working at it. It's not your job. It's just something for you to do so you're not completely bored in the fart box all by yourself.
That I get to talk to, entertain on a daily basis.
Yeah, but you don't entertain people, so that doesn't apply to you.
And I can do that from anywhere in the world. And I'm so thankful for you guys. And I'm so thankful.
No, you're not. You know what this is? This is like light verbal love bombing because her channel is failing. Chantal, what's that old saying? A friend in need is a friend indeed. When it comes to a narc like Chantal, that does apply. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Some people like her, when they need you, they'll be your best friend. They'll call you every day. They'll be there for you. Oh, I love you so much. But if they get to a place where they don't need you, they're not going to answer your phone calls. They're not going to come hang out. They're not going to ask you how you are. Chantal has never valued her beezers. She looks at people on the internet as just names on a screen, not actual people behind the names. So the further down the pipe that she goes, the more she tries to hang on to people by acting like she actually cares. Listen, Beezers, if she cared about all of you, she'd work. She'd work on her health so she can be around a while. She would work on interesting content. She will give you a reason to spend that $5 for the membership. She's not doing anything because you guys are letting her get away with doing nothing. And she will continue to do so until you put your foot down and say, this is boring here. I'm not paying my $5 until you do something worth $5 to begin with. So let that sink in. Don't pay your money unless there's something worth paying for.
For everything I have. So again, this is a big thank you. A lot of people want to be social media influencers. They want to have YouTube channels. And only a certain percentage of people who...
You're not a social media influencer. You're just somebody on YouTube. Your channel isn't at even 1 million subscribers. Chantal, you came onto YouTube with no talent, no passion. And in the 8+ years you've been on YouTube, along the way, you've not shown us anything else other than the fact that you can eat a meal and anybody can do that. You're not that special. Anybody can do what you're doing and probably do it a lot better. There are lots of mukbang channels that are doing it 100 times better. They bring in the bright colors. They bring in the interesting themes. You're not doing anything. Hence the reason why your channel is sucking right now.
Start out, actually stay in the game. Because a condition of the game is being able to stay hanging on, even with so much hate, vitriol, rumors, conspiracies, IRL stuff thrown at you, and still keep going with a smile on your face. That's challenging for a lot of people. And I get a lot of like, how do you do it? And I mean,
you see her face? I know the picture is small, but like she's lying to herself and she's lying to the audience. And one of Chantal's tells is the shifty eyes, like the eyes going back and forth. If you're speaking your truth from the heart, you can speak your truth and look into the eyes of the person you're talking to, or if the person's not there, it's a camera, you can look directly at the camera. She's not even looking at the camera. She knows she's talking a bunch of nonsense right now. Why isn't she looking at the camera? If this is how she really feels, if she's talking with her whole chest and her whole heart, why can't she look at the camera?
Queen so many times, but I still will never get the mentality of these people who, will say and do the most horrible things on the daily basis, will talk crap about me for days on end, like for hours and hours a day, saying the most horrible things about me, my family, whatever. And then like a clap back is considered a rage, but whatever. Let's just say.
And by the way, Chantal, what are you talking about? You're acting like the reactors are all up your keister, all up your butt. When the opposite is true, you're the least talked about anymore. There's more people covering the Amber drama than you. You're trying to act like we're all following your every move and everybody's reacting to you. Mama, where? Where? You should be alarmed. You really should. Because it used to be where people who were reactors, they reacted to every stream, every video you did. But a lot of us are saying, I'm just going to skip this one and this one and this one and this one because there's nothing to talk about. I know I'm doing it. I know a few others that are. Or we'll just do like a recap video just to make it more tolerable for the audience because we don't want to bore people to death. But I've skipped a lot of your content because I'm not going to cover your disgusting, gross eating videos where you're just talking about boring childhood stories. I'm just not going to do it. If there's nothing of interest, there's nothing of interest. If there's no milk in the cow, why bother milking the cow? You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it alone. I'll wait till there's milk in the udders. Then I'll get the milk and I'll keep it walking. But you're acting like everybody's talking about you. You wish all the attention was on you. And that's why you did this video. You're trying to get people talking. Although even with this, there's no talking points.
Whatever, call me Rage Queen all you want. But at the end of the day, each time I do that, I at least know that I feel bad for it after. And why I feel bad is because I want to be a better person than that. And I want to have that emotional intelligence to be able to control my emotions. And I think that is something I really want to aim for. So just thank you for that awareness of not wanting to be like that. Like I want to be able to control my emotions. And I don't think being put in this, if I was never put in these situations of constantly being faced with that challenge, I wouldn't ever have the opportunity probably to overcome it. Because in real life, when I was just like a normal person, I wasn't dealing with this kind of thing. I never got hate. I never got people like, critics, haters, whatever. So
that's because you grew up in a life where everybody around you coddled to you. You weren't told no when you should have been told no. Everybody gave in to you just to make you shut up. You were young and growing up in a household where just to shut you up, they gave you food. You didn't get the proper discipline or structure. Those who raised you did not do a good job. That's obvious. Because you're not afraid of consequences and you hurt everybody and you have hurt a lot of people. That's on your family. That's not on Girl World.
Wouldn't have been exposed to that. So that's, something else I'm thankful for. So thank you.
Yeah, you're not thankful. You're not thankful. Shut up. Let's see. What do we got here? Is that it? Oh, that's the thread. Sorry. What do we got here? Okay, out of context, human race. There's a reason why I'm including this clip. It says married life versus single life. So you've got the gentleman, he's got like a coffee maker. Another guy has a gaming system. There's a reason why I'm including this. And here's the reason. I don't agree with this. I don't. Because if you are married or with the right person, you could do both. You can have somebody that you buy the coffee maker and the Game Boy. People are allowed to be who they want to be and do what they want to do so long as they're not hurting themselves or another person. If you're someone that you're a gamer and you like to game, you don't have to give that up to be in a relationship. If you're with the right person, they're going to be okay with you gaming. They'll support it and they'll have their interests too. So, like this clip is kind of wrong. I know it's meant in humor. I see the humor in it, but I just want to give like a public service message of it's possible to be married or in a relationship and still be a gamer, whether you're a man or a woman. You can game and have a significant other and everything will work. People should always be supportive of each other and what they enjoy, so long as they're not hurting themselves or another individual. Perfectly Imperfect says, at least these wieners can satisfy her. I told you her doing this content is opening up the door for jokes. All right, so let's see. All right, Bear says hi from Yog and catches a piece of bread like a pro. I understand people naturally want to feed animals, but this is a bad idea because it is a wild animal. And by doing things like that, the wild animal loses fear of humans, which might lead to bad situations. So I don't recommend doing that. It might be bad for the animal because they're going to associate humans with food. And if it's hungry, it might go to humans for food, which might lead to its losing its life. Let's see. All right, this has to do with Chantal's teeth. So I guess some people weighed in on the farms about who were maybe dentists or dental assistants. The condition is Chantal's teeth. And forgive me for the picture, y'all. I know it's not nice. So what do we got going on with Chantal's teeth? We got the central incisor, receded gum, severe enamel erosion. The lateral incisor, severe wear, enamel erosion, smooth surface, interproximal cavity between on the 10th side, the cuspid canine cusp fracture, dead abscess, first bicuspid receded gum, severe gingival recession, second bicuspid missing. Yeah, her teeth need some work. It really needs some work. You might want to put in the work on your teeth, Chantal. I mean, you love to eat food, but if your teeth fall out or they got to be pulled out, how are you going to eat, mama? How? Yikes. I mean, just yikes. I would think somebody who loves to eat food would be very concerned for their teeth, Fondue Pondu says, you ruined your own marriage. Your marriage is so strong. You were fighting with him about walking 4 minutes just 12 hours ago. Your fake smug and deformed, mislined lip makes you look as fake and unhinged as your marriage certificate. Yeah, she was fighting with Salah at the beach, and all of a sudden, it makes us stronger. Well, then why is it that when your fake husband, who you're trying to sell to us as your real husband, he's trying to get you to walk and take care of your health, and you were like, no, and giving him attitude, Chantal. How is that possible? If you love your man and he's supposed to love you, you're fighting him on doing something that will benefit your health. All right. So what else we got here? No, I think that's it. I think we're caught up. We're caught up. So let's go into this brief video from Chantal. Let me get past all of this stupid cameo stuff because I really don't care. And we'll just cover it really quick. I'll look at the other stuff she's done. I'll look at the Amber stuff as well. But let's see her go off for a minute. I like when she's a bit snarky. It's a bit more interesting than her eating. All right, let's go.
Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So I took the ketchup that's near the bottom, so now I gotta wait for that ketchup to drop a beat. Speaking of dropping beats, before I get into what I want to,
I don't even know why the wieners are in the skillet. I'm looking at that skillet. It doesn't look like she cooked the wieners in the skillet. They're all shriveled up, but I don't see any burn marks on them. So why are they in the skillet? For attention? Probably.
talk about the main subject of this video. I wanted to, I forgot to mention actually that, sorry, hijab technical difficulties. Vibes Cartel has been released from prison. Now, Vibes was convicted.
Chantal, listen, as far as anything political, anything going on in the world, stop acting like you care. Stop trying to attach yourself to situations just so you can hashtag said situation or said individual on your video to try to go viral or try to attract more people to your channel. It's not going to work.
I think back in 2000, I think he went to jail on the charges of put a Jamaican flag in the chat. I don't know. But I used to listen to all kinds of dance hall rhythm mixes, and I used to love Idonia.
When did this happen? Did I miss something? I mean, I've been watching her for years, but I don't really recall this. Like, I remember she was on to The Weekend when she was with Haterr, but I never heard her listening to that type of music.
Idonia, sorry.
Was that because she was with BB and maybe BB like that? She tends to adapt whatever it is, the guy that she's into, whatever he likes, she'll like. Whatever he hates, she hates. So whatever that guy's personality and likes are, she adapts it to herself until he's gone, and then in walks another one, and suddenly she'll switch.
Vibes Cartel, Popcorn, Chris Martin, is that he followed Mavado's another like big star in Jamaica, like dance hall star.
She's really trying to attach herself to things that have nothing to do with her.
He was following a lot of Chantal's, and he was following Chantal's, all kinds of Chantal's.
Wait, what? So I'm trying to follow here. I'm trying to follow the breadcrumbs. So this person that she's speaking about followed a lot of Chantal. So what? Because your name is Chantal, you're going to attach yourself to this thing?
So I was just like thrown aback, and just like starstruck at the time.
Oh, geez. I'm starstruck. He was following me, yet you're telling us he followed a lot of Chantal's. Oh my God.
Like, Mavado is following me? Like, what? This guy has so many followers and he's like super famous.
Oh, so if somebody out there has a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers, and she notices, she's going to give them a shout out or a mention in her video, trying to get them to talk about her so that her channel grows. Is that what's going on here?
Miss in Jamaica, and like, I love his music, and he followed me. And he did like a couple of my pictures from what I remember, and I was freaking.
You mean those filtered pictures? Has he seen the real you? I don't think so.
Out, you know, and well, the person I was with at the time wasn't too like thrilled but when I told them that. But
This sounds like back when she was with BB. This sounds like something that happened years ago, if it did happen. She said the person I was with at the time, and like the only person I could think of where she might have been introduced to dance hall music might have been BB. Unless it was somebody else. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, that's okay. I'm happy to say I made a mistake and I apologize. But I just, in all the years that I've been watching CHANTAL, I can't think of anybody right off the bat that was into dance hall music.
but like it was so cool. So but yeah, so that was really cool back in the day. That brought back some memories and like
Sounds like it was BB.
I can't remember of all like the mixes I liked. I know there was like a bubblegum mix. I know there was like I don't know, there's like all kinds of mixes that were just really cool and I always used to listen to them. So anyways, he's been released from jail. It's actually sad because he has Graves' disease, and it's a disease that affects your thyroid, and he's visibly very different looking than what he was.
Wow, like that. Talk about trying to attach yourself to things that don't apply to you. Showing this man's picture, like disrespectful CHANTAL.
Sausages, wieners. You guys know how I love those.
Like she spent the first 4 minutes talking about this situation that had nothing to do with her. Now we're going to get into the food and she's going to get snarky. Okay, that's what I'm here for.
Leah apparently does too. So I'm going to just give her a little piece because processed meat's probably not too healthy for her, but here you go. That's it. And I have some ketchup and moutarde, which is French for mustard. I know people lose their crap whenever I speak French. You can't speak French.
You can't. Your French is trash.
Yeah? Guess what? I don't care. I'll do it anyway. So we're going to zigzag that on there. That's all I feel like eating right now is just some hot dogs, okay? So, well, they're more like chicken sausages, but they're like hot dogs. They taste like hot dogs, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. And some water, whatever. Beanie bite. Bismillah.
I wonder if one of her feeding people asked her to eat this because, not to be rude, not to be crude, not to gross anybody out, but this sometimes the feedie fetish, it's based in sensual or erotic or arousing things. And that would certainly qualify as a phallic sort of symbol. I'm just saying.
Mm.
Because this looks really odd to have the sausages in a pan. That's new. That's different. And it's nothing but the sausages. So did one of your special people request this, CHANTAL?
Oh, yeah. So it's made with chicken.
And it's not even on a plate. It's in a freaking skillet.
So
and clearly she did not cook the sausages in because there's no mess on the bottom, which there would be if she did cook them that way.
So the purpose of this video is to sincerely thank those.
And I apologize for her eating. I just wanted the commentary. That's it.
Who have just tried to like bring me down, ruin my life.
Girl, you can't blame us for that, number one. And number two, as far as ruining your life, you don't need any help. You're doing a fine job all on your own. Anybody out there that you want to see CHANTAL fall, trust me on this one. None of us who watch her, whether you're a reactor or in the audience in Girl World, none of us have to lift a finger. CHANTAL is doing more damage to herself than any of us could ever do to her. She is her own worst enemy. She's in her own way. She is her own worst severe punisher. She punishes her body every day, eating just like this. All we have to do is sit down in the bleachers with our popcorn and our soda and just watch the game. Just let it unfold.
in any way they can.
Girl, all we do is react to you. You take it from there.
Sincerely, if you've tried to do something towards me to make me try to lose in life in some way,
Again, you don't need any help that way. You've been losing at life for years. Years, Chantal. And the sad thing is, life gave you a golden goblet. It did. It handed you a cup of fortune that, in my opinion, you did not deserve, because you're not a good person. You didn't deserve the fortune you were handled. You did not deserve the luck and the blessings that you were handed. But life handed you the goblet anyway and said, okay, you suck, but we're going to give you this golden goblet. You don't get another one, but we're giving you one. It's a cup of plenty. Whatever you want to do with it is up to you. It handed you the goblet, and you took it in your trotter, and you turned it into a goblet of poison, toxicity, and addiction by choice. Things have been going downhill for years. By your hand, by your design. You are the architect of your own world. Every single piece in your world, every single stone, every single pebble you put there. Not girl world, you did. And the world that you built was not a happy one. It wasn't stable. It's very unstable, but that's the way you wanted it. At this point in time, Chantal, it's not a matter of if you're a winner or a loser. You've already lost. Now it's just a matter of how much do you want to lose? How much can you afford to lose? Are you going to lose it all? Are you willing to lose it all for the sake of your pride? For the sake of your ego? You got to make that decision. Has nothing to do with girl world. You're the captain of the ship. You're steering it into the rocks. There's holes all over the boat. The water's coming in, but you don't have to drive it that way. You can look at all the damage and go, enough, and fix it and go a different way if you want to. You're the captain. You decide what happens to the boat and where you go, but you don't want to. You're like, I'm going to stick with my pride and I'm always right. Are you? I don't think so.
or see me down and out. And if you celebrated that as a victory, to see me rage, to see me cry, to see me upset.
Do you know why we celebrate in girl world when you get mad? It's not that we're evil people. It's just that's the only time you're interesting anymore. What else is there, Chantal, really, when it comes to your content? What's interesting about you besides you get mad? Do you think watching you day after day in the same room, eating the same foods with the same background and the same boring freaking stories is interesting? It's not. It makes our ears bleed. If somebody put you in a room alone with a TV, with a playlist of just your videos that played back to back to back and forced you to watch your own stuff, you would run out of there screaming about how bored you are. You would bore yourself to death. This right here, what you're doing now is boring. It's so boring. When you get mad, it's a little bit more interesting. And you know that. I'm sure you've noticed that when you rage and you get mad at somebody, your views go up, and yet you are determined to not get mad. Although that could make you more money and that can get you more views. Let's not do that. Let's bore everybody to death. Well, guess what? There are choices now. As I mentioned in the beginning part of this video, there's a whole lot of stuff going all over YouTube. All the cows are cowing, and they're cowing hard. All the cows in the pasture want to get up on stage at the same time and get the spotlight on them. They're all pushing each other out of the way. They're not even waiting their turn. Kind of hard to keep up with it all. And then there's you. You're backstage doing your mukbangs, doing the seal position. You're not even concerned when you should be. This is your job, you said, but you're not working at it and other people are. You might want to think about that.
If you've ever succeeded, I hope you've taken note of how temporary that's been. And I'm thanking you because anything like that thrown my way, I've used it to make myself stronger.
Yeah, I can see how you're stronger. You went to the beach and you could even walk for 4 minutes. And see, that's a shame, y'all. She's a very defiant person, is Chantal. Very rebellious. She's got that rebellious side. She could actually turn that inside out and make it work for her. Like, she's got that rebellious, defiant side, and there is a way to turn it inside out and upside down and make it work for her by doing this. Oh, yeah? They're making fun of my weight. They're making fun of the fact that I can't walk. Well, I'm going to show them I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get my mobility back. I'm going to get my breathing on point, and I'm going to travel. That's how you take the defiance and make it work for you versus against you. That's how you stick it to your haters the right way, Chantal, the positive way. But you're all about being lazy. The only thing you're showing us anymore is that we're right. And we've been right all along. That you going to Kuwait was a mistake. It was a bad choice. And it's a bad choice that you continue to stick with. And the longer this goes on, the more miserable you are, the more unhealthy you are. And maybe, considering the fact of how you were in Canada and the way you treated those cats, maybe this is what you deserve. For all the pain that you caused your family, people that you called your friends, just you being a general wild child and a burden for so long, maybe this is the comeuppance that needed to happen. I still think it's weird, like I'm going to show the haters and then shoving a wiener in her mouth. What? Weird.
To the people who've literally wanted my marriage to fail, tried to ruin my marriage, one person has actually admitted, it's on the internet, I just wanted to ruin her marriage.
It's not really a marriage. It's just a ridiculous, stupid, lame story arc that should have ended like well over a year ago because it's dumb now. Like, I honestly, Chantal, I don't know why you try to, I don't know. Help me here. I want to understand. I know that you're running from all of your unpaid taxes in Canada. I get that. But as far as this whole thing with Salah and trying to convey that, oh, he's my husband, he loves me so much, you have to realize nobody believes the lie. And that's exactly what it is. It's a lie. He doesn't love you. And if we're going to be honest, you really don't love him. You're already married to food. You are devoted to food. You will never cheat on food. You will never divorce food. So if you are completely committed to your addiction, you're not in any kind of physical relationship with anybody. The two of you are complete opposites. He's not into you. You're not into him. You settled for him because you couldn't have Natter. Salah was just a settled for guy. He was a get back at Natter guy. That's all he's ever been. You ran to Kuwait to get away from your taxes, girl. But you can't run forever.
Well, I want to thank you too, because we've used that incident as a way to make our relationship stronger.
Chantal, did you just forget the live that you did where you were annoyed with him? You were rolling your eyes at him because he tried to get you to walk. That didn't look like the two of you were bonding together and getting stronger. You were mad because he made you move a little bit. And that's the same thing. That's the same thing that happened with Natter. If Natter tried to get you to eat healthy or go for a walk, you gave him major attitude as well. Like, you are a selfish beast. You say you want love, but you really don't want love. You really don't, because love is healthy, love is balanced, love is equal. You are as concerned for the other person as they are for you. You are each other's best friend. You don't want love. When you say I love you, what you mean is I need you. I need to be codependent on you, and I need you codependent on me. There's an imbalance there. You want someone around who will not escape you. You're basically forcing someone to be near you that doesn't want to be near you. You use money as the seduction tool. You've got horrible attributes. The men that you surround yourself with, they are embarrassed to be seen with you. They don't want to talk to you. And the only way they deal with you is if you pay them. That's how bad you are. You're so deplorable, you have to pay for companionship. And if you ran out of money, Salah would be gone. He honestly would be gone. And we know it.
All of these have been lessons indeed. And I really don't want to sound smug.
But I am. Well, that's good, because there's nothing to be smug about. What is there about your life to be smug about? What do you have? What are you doing that would make us all jealous? Please explain.
Because I'm being sincere.
No, you're not.
I'm being serious.
No.
I never expected that would happen. That things so bad can become so good.
They're not that good. The two of you were fighting yesterday.
It's always too good to be true when things like that happen.
You know, Chantal, when you do videos like this where you're trying to hardcore sell how happy you and Salah are, the more you do it, the more it becomes apparent like something is going on. Like there must be some kind of stress or fighting or separation or something, because if things were normal and calm, you wouldn't try to sell us all this crap so much. You wouldn't be so passionate about it. So it has the opposite effect. The more you try to sell it to us, the more you're not even buying it.
But here we are, more closer than ever.
No, you're not.
More loving than ever.
Oh, yeah? Then where is he right now? He's not even in the room.
Planning on traveling the world together.
Sure. As if you could go anywhere. As if.
I have our tickets bought.
I'll believe it when I see it.
And y'all are just sitting behind avatars.
Oh, for freak's sake. We're sitting behind avatars. I'm not. But if other people are, it's because they want to keep themselves, they want to keep their privacy, and that's perfectly fine by me. Reacting does not mean you have to show your face. You're all hiding behind avatars. You're hiding behind an avatar right now. You're using filters. That's not even really you right there. You got the skin smoothing filter, the big eye filter. You got the lip plumper on. That is so not you, Chantal. That is the you kind of, sort of, that you want to be. But at the end of the day, when the camera's turned off and you take off the abaya, you take off the hijab, you take off the makeup, you take off all those filters, does the real you look like the filtered you? Probably not. So you can't criticize appearances when you're constantly warping and changing yours for the sake of the camera.
On your couches, wherever you sit, judging us.
We're just giving our opinions.
And that's fine. Because I would rather be in this position.
You know, if you're so happy, Chantal, why do you complain so much? Why make this video? People who are happy, they have no time to complain. They don't make hater videos. So if your life is so full of joy and bliss of every kind, why do this video?
I'd rather be living the life than being the one talking about someone else's.
Well, some of us can actually live and go out and do things and also give our opinions at the same time. We can multitask.
They're so juicy.
This hot dog is juicy.
Seriously, I've been on YouTube 7 years. It's taken me a long time to learn that hate will never go away.
You know, Chantal, back in the day, used to make so much money off of hate. You monetized hate. You made so much money. You did. And there's a part of you that you're filled with self-loathing and self-hate. You bottle it up. You put on a false mask. But every once in a while, you got to let it out. And you know what? I love that face she's making right there. Can y'all give me just a second, please? Thank you. Like, I'm loving that face. We're going to make that into the thumbnail. All right. Keep going, Chantal.
I'm always going to have haters. But haters are useful. They teach you things. They teach you how to be more resilient. They give you thicker skin.
She doesn't have thicker skin. If she had thicker skin, she wouldn't react the way she does. She's very thin-skinned, and she's a big old marshmallow when it comes to criticism.
Oh, I love water. And they really, in the end, are your biggest cheerleaders in a lot of ways. So people are always going to hate you, especially if you're like a public figure.
You're not a public figure. You hide from the public. But let me just put this in your head, Chantal. I've said this before. You probably have heard it before from me. The people that do the reaction videos, the people that are in girl world, I know this may sound very backwards and inside out to you, but the people that are in girl world, the ones that are pointing out that you are getting bigger, that you are losing your mobility and you can barely move and you're having trouble with your breathing. As backwards as this may sound, they're showing more care for you than the people that are in your chat encouraging you to eat. The people that swear they care about you, that they love you. They know about your issue with food. They see how big you're getting and they get in your chat and they talk about food with a food addict saying, go get some ice cream or I'm going to have some ice cream. They're bringing up food to you, putting it in your face, making you think about it. The people that are in girl world, we're not saying go eat some food, Chantal. But the people in your chat are. So who are the real haters? Honestly. Think it over carefully. Think long and hard. If you have two people in front of you and one person is pointing out to you the things that they're noticing, they're giving you a different point of view. And even if they're harsh about it, even if their words hurt, if they're speaking truth, they're speaking truth. So is that person who's just simply commenting on their observations, is that person a hater because they are giving their opinion? Or what about the person next to them? They know your problems. They know your addictions. They know you got the high blood pressure and high blood sugar. And if you gain another 50 pounds, you're going to be bedbound. And they purposely walk up to you and they talk about food, knowing you're going to think about it, knowing that you're probably going to do it. Who is the real hater? Not the person giving the criticism. They're not promoting your addiction or the addiction in you. It's the person who knows about the addiction. And maybe your addiction is their entertainment and your demise is their entertainment. And they're just trying to bring it on faster. Maybe they take joy in seeing you get sick. And they're going to act all fake and sympathetic and, oh, Chantal, I'm so sorry you're in the hospital. When maybe they were the ones in the audience who was talking about food and encouraging you to eat, and you did eat, and then you end up in the hospital because of people like that. I'm not saying like your food addiction is their entire fault, but they weren't exactly doing their part to get your mind off of food. They were keeping your mind on food, and then things happened as they did. But I'm tired of you calling girl world haters. When I go to your chats and I see time and time again, you got the feedy people in there. You got people in there who might have food issues or people that are just freaking stupid. And they're talking about food with a food addict. And they don't care. Yet you don't call them out. You don't get in your chats and say, what you're doing right here, right now is effed up. I'm a food addict and you're talking about food with me. What's wrong with you? You don't call those people out. Nah, but you'll hate on girl world all day long. I think that's kind of backwards.
Some reasons might be valid. We're human, we mess up. Some reasons are just
No. I'm not letting you do that. You're not saying, oh, what I do is a mistake. No, it's a choice. A mistake is something you do on accident and you don't mean it, but you literally make a choice. You make a decision and a choice, and then you follow through with it.
made up or out of invalid reasons or things that are not justified. But whatever the case, it doesn't matter, right? When I think about it, I'm exactly where I want to be in life.
Then why are you so miserable? If you're really happy and that's true, why are you so unhappy?
Like, no, it's not perfect. But other than the imperfections, which getting my health in order,
Which will never happen.
battling some demons regarding that, you know, I have a very flexible job. I have a whole bunch of beezers, my tribe of people that I get to talk to, entertain on a daily basis.
You don't entertain anybody. You just come online to make your coin so you can take the coin and feed yourself and feed your addiction. And that's pretty much it. It's not complicated.
And I can do that from anywhere in the world.
You basically use YouTube and Cameo as ways to crowdsource and crowdfund your food addiction to keep it going at the level that it's at. Because if you didn't have YouTube, if you didn't have Google AdSense, if you didn't have freaking PayPal, if you didn't have Cameo, you could not crowdsource out the money from other people to eat the way that you eat. And that's facts.
And I'm so thankful for you guys. And I'm so thankful for everything I have.
What she really means to say is, as a food addict, I am so thankful to have so many funders and enablers to all of my addictions that keep the addictions going. Because without you, I would run out of money pretty freaking quickly. And I'd be fiending for something or another. That's what she really means. Due to the support of the group, she can keep all of her addictions going to everything that she's addicted to.
So, again, this is a big thank you. A lot of people want to be social media influencers.
You're not, though.
Want to have YouTube channels. And only a certain percentage of people who start out actually stay in the game, because a condition of the game is being able to stay hanging on.
No, wrong. See, this is where you got it wrong. Chantal, you want to be somebody. You want to sit at the big kids table. You want to sit at that table with known, filthy rich social media influencers, people from Instagram, YouTube, whatever. You want to sit at that big kids table. And you hate the fact that you're still at the little kids table. Even at 100K subscribers, you're still not at that level. Those people that you're always looking at and paying attention to, and you watch them and you covet the money they have. You covet their lifestyles. For someone who wants to live that life, you're not putting the work in. You honestly think that your boring content is going to make you rich? It's going to give you a Wonka golden ticket to sit at the big kids table? Have you not been paying that much of attention? Those people that are sitting at that table, they did it by hard work and time and lots of effort. You're not working anymore. You haven't worked in a while. You have your little corner of YouTube, but that corner is shrinking. Interest is waning. 7 years ago, you hopped on the back of the mukbang trend. You played leapfrog and Frogger with it. You hopped on its back and you tried to ride the popularity of that trend to make money, and you did. But you have not progressed or evolved since then. And YouTube has evolved. And so has the audience of people that come on YouTube. The world has changed. And you're not acknowledging that. But you will never be an influencer. You'll never be at that level. You have no talent. You have no outside interest or passions that would be interesting to other people. You came on YouTube with nothing, no idea what you were doing. You tried different things. You decided on the mukbanging, even though it was bad for your health. That was getting the money and the views, so you stuck with it. And here we are 7 years later. Your body's at the breaking point, and you're not prepared. You got nothing else you can offer up. You basically hit a wall. If you really want to be an influencer, it's going to require a lot more work to yourself and your channel than what you're putting in right now. That's for sure.
even with so much hate, vitriol, rumors, conspiracies, you know.
You know, all of that stuff came to be because you're a liar. You lie and you don't tell us the truth, and we're just searching for the truth. That's all. If you came on and you were truthful, there'd be no conspiracy theories, now would there?
IRL stuff thrown at you, um, and still keep going with a smile on your face.
You don't smile though.
That's challenging for a lot of people. And I get a lot of like, how do you do it? And I mean, I've, you know, been a rage queen so many times, but I still will never get the mentality of these people who, you know, will say and do the most horrible things on the daily basis.
You know what, Chantal? You're a hypocrite. I don't understand these people. They live for my rages. Well, I don't understand a food addict that has a severe food problem. I don't understand someone like you that you decided it was a good idea to get on YouTube and monetize your addiction and give it a job and let it get completely out of control. I don't get that. I don't I don't understand someone like you that would get on YouTube and all the money you made, you didn't take your cats to the vet and you let your elderly cat BBJ get very, 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 very sick. And then raging out over somebody else getting the cat and giving her the proper care, when you could have given her the proper care by taking her to the vet in the first place. There's a lot of things about you that I don't understand, that I will never understand. I don't understand how someone like you could be such an evil witch and do the things that you do, and then turn around and complain and say, I don't understand all the criticism. You know what you're doing. You like being the center of negative attention. You love it. And you hate when it goes elsewhere. And don't think I haven't noticed that ever since Amberlyn Reed started amping things up, you've been doing unusual things trying to get the attention back, although every attempt has been really, really lame. So you can stop jumping on the couch now. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about you jumping on the couch. Nobody cares about you going to see the camels. Nobody cares about your mukbangs. Nobody cares about your lame walks on the beach. You can stop now. You want the attention back? Go home, check into a motel room, and be your real, authentic self, whatever that may be. You don't have to do the party favors. Just be yourself. We're tired of this fake nonsense. We're over it. That's why nobody watches you anymore.
Talk crap about me for days on end, like for hours and hours a day, saying the most horrible things about me, my family, whatever. And then like a clap back is considered a rage, but whatever. Let's just say.
You know why she doesn't clap back anymore? Because anybody that Chantal talks about on her channel, whether it's in a community post or in a video, if she mentions somebody's name, more than likely that person's channel is going to grow, because a lot of people that watch Chantal are hate watchers. So the moment she brings somebody up, their channel is going to get bumped up in views and subs. It's happened more than once.
Whatever, call me rage queen all you want. But at the end of the day,
you know, I would call you a rage queen. That was certainly true back in the day. But anymore, you're so sick, you can't even rage right. That's not me being mean, Chantal. That's just being truthful. You can't even rage correctly. You'll start out mad and then you'll run out of breath and then you just run out of steam and that's it and that's all. I remember back in the day when you sit there for like an hour straight raging. Ooh, you could rage. I remember. Not anymore. You're too sick to rage.
each time I do that, I at least know that I feel bad for it after. And
no, you don't.
Why I feel bad is because I want to be a better person than that.
You have to work a lot harder than that. There's a lot of things in your life that you need fixing. Beyond YouTube, you need to focus on those.
And I want to have that emotional intelligence to.
She talks about emotional intelligence. She could never. She doesn't have emotional intelligence. She needs to go to therapy. She needs to go to a psychiatrist. She needs a lot of things to develop the emotional intelligence.
couldn't be able to control my emotions. And I think that is something I really want to aim for. So being, just thank you for that awareness of not wanting to be like that. Like I want to be able to control my emotions. And I don't think being put in this, if I was never put in these situations of constantly being faced with that challenge, I wouldn't ever have the opportunity to probably to overcome it. Because in real life, when I was just like a normal person,
You're never normal. You're not normal.
I wasn't dealing with this kind of thing.
You know what this sounds like to me? This is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing I had that kind of life where I grew up in a family and around people that coddled me way too much. And they let me get away with everything and they never told me no. They spoiled me rotten. And no one ever put me in my place. No one ever gave me the structure nor the discipline that I needed and would have helped me. I was just running wild when I was young. And then I became older and I kept that part of myself. And then when I wandered onto YouTube and started getting all the pushback from other people who are not family members or friends, I didn't know how to deal with it. I did not know how to deal with that pushback. She still doesn't know how. She still doesn't. Like this spoiled, rotten, overgrown 40-year-old brat has never grown up.
I never got hate. I never got people like, critics, haters, whatever.
Hey, you decided to wander onto YouTube. That's your fault. You made a public channel on a public platform for the purpose of getting attention and making money. So since you want to be in front of the public and make money off the public, then that also means the public has a right to voice their opinions and their feelings about what you are choosing to air in public. And you can't get mad about that. If you don't like public opinion, if it upsets you, take it to a more private platform. Problem solved. This is not hard at all. But you never will, because taking it to a private platform means you won't probably make as much money off of things, will you? So you're lazy. You won't take your fetish content where it needs to be. You're going to put it somewhere where it doesn't need to be.
So I wouldn't have been exposed to that. So that's, something else I'm thankful for. So thank you very much for all the hate you throw at me. It's an exercise in how to control myself and how to grow my own character. So anyway, enough of the corny pep talks. I have, I guess that's it for now. Those were very delicious. Sometimes I just feel like eating that. I don't, maybe with some melted cheese on the side. That's it. I didn't feel like having anything else with it. So my jilbab went missing. Now I found it. As you can see, I love it. But anyway.
I wonder if she knows how ridiculous she looks with a skillet just sitting in front of her like that.
So yes, that's all I wanted to report on today.
I was lazy. I'm going to cook 4 sausages and eat them for a video and make money.
I just still, thought I would mention that.
You didn't have to, though.
Anything that you try to hurl my way, I'm just going to.
This is such a desperate attempt for attention. It's just so sad. I give it half a rotten tomato out of 5 tomatoes. It's just so sad. So incredibly sad, Chantal. Well, I'll tell y'all what. I think that's pretty much it for that video. I'm going to see what else is going on YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoy this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.